Carrie Prejean fired for breach of contract. Carrie Prejean has a different story. Michael Musto's here. Need I say more? That's next, but first time for Countdown's number 2 story. Tonight's worst persons in the world. The bronze to Liz Cheney in an argument over the closing of Gitmo with Solange Joan Walsh, who is different than Liz in that she tells the truth. Joan reminds Liz that in June 2006, President Bush, quoting Joan, gave a speech where he said he would close it, Gitmo, and he would bring people home and try them here. Ms. Cheney dismissed Ms. Walsh. No, I'm sorry, he did not say he would bring terrorists onto the homeland. Joan, no, he didn't say that. President Bush, news conference at the U.S.-European Union Summit, June 2006, called for the closing of Gitmo and said he'd send some of the detainees back to their home countries, but added, and we're quoting Liz Cheney's dad's boss, or assistant, "There are some who need to be tried in U.S. courts. They're cold-blooded killers. They will murder somebody if they're let out on the street, and yet we believe there ought to be a way forward in a court of law." U.S. courts in the U.S. Liz Cheney wrong. The apple, as they say, did not fall far from the tree, and when it fell, it discharged, striking Harry Whittington. The runner-up, Coultergeist, had an echo chamber moment with a lunatic fringe radio host over David Letterman's jokes about Sarah Palin's daughters. The host said, "But when you go after kids the way he did here, this is a young girl we're talking about. When you go after a woman this way," and Coultergeist actually said, "Well, and it's not just right. And people didn't go after Chelsea Clinton, and they have not gone after Sasha and Malia, and Annie, and John McCain at a 1998 dinner reportedly told a joke about Chelsea Clinton, which ended with, because her father is Janet Reno. He never denied that he told that joke. Rush Limbaugh, 6 years earlier, when Chelsea Clinton was younger then than the younger Palin daughter is now. So long ago, Limbaugh still had a TV show. He put up a picture of Socks, the Clintons' cat, and he asked, "Did you know there's a White House dog?" And then he put up a picture of Chelsea Clinton. And to use the vulgarities of the gutter, you are a worthless Coulter. But our winner, Reverend Jeremiah Wright, speaking to a reporter from the Daily Press newspaper of Newport News Tuesday night after a sermon at the 95th annual Hampton University Ministers Conference, asked if he had talked to the president. He said no. Now, the newspaper claims he began his answer with the phrase, "Them Jews ain't gonna let me talk to, or let him talk to me," quotes him as such in the newspaper. That is during some crosstalk with the reporter. I think it's right, but later, whatever he actually said there, the context becomes appallingly clear.
Have you spoken with him since he's been in the White House?
You ain't gonna let him talk to me. I told my baby daughter, I said, he'll talk to me 5 years from now when he's lamed up, or 8 years when he's out of office. He's a politician, I'm a pastor. He got to do what politicians do. And the Jewish vote, the AIPAC vote, that's controlling him, that will not let him send a representation to the Darfur Review Conference, that's talking this craziness in Israel because they're Zionists. They will not let him talk to somebody who calls the spade what it is. Ethnic cleansing that's going on in Gaza, the ethnic cleansing of the Zionists is a sin and a crime against humanity.
Reverend Wright now says he misspoke. Quote, "I'm not talking about all Jews, all people of the Jewish faith. I'm talking about Zionists," unquote. Mr. Wright, turn in your collar, give your Bible to somebody who's read it, clean out your desk. If it were not true earlier, it is now. You are no longer, by the stretch of anybody's imagination, a man of God. Jeremiah Wright, today's worst person in the world.